The Olympic Games less than 3 weeks away, and despite the rain, Crystal Palace is packed this afternoon as we bid farewell to our athletes at the final British meeting before Seoul. A very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the McVitie's International Challenge, which will give us a good idea of how our top performers are shaping up for the Olympic Games. They've a host of tremendous races in prospect against some of the best in the business. The traditional Olympic flame arrived in South Korea from Greece yesterday, proclaiming to the world that the Games are just 20 days away. And the Olympic Stadium itself in Seoul will become the focus of global attention as the finest athletes of the day battle for gold. Among them, Steve Cram and Peter Elliott, both in action at Crystal Palace today in the 2,000 metres. The miracle man from Morocco, Saïd Awitou, continues his Olympic build-up. He runs the 1,000 metres. The race of the day has to be the high hurdles with our trio of talent, John Ridgeon, Colin Jackson and Tony Jarrett. Some tests for them. They're facing the Olympic champion Roger Kingdom in cracking form at the moment. Fatima Whitbread's emerging from the shadows after injury. Tessa Sanderson too, her first appearance since she pulled out in tears from the Olympic trials. Well, there's plenty more besides, including Linford Christie, John Regis, Tom McKean and Kirsty Wade. And in action for ITV is the National Director of Coaching, Frank Dick. Well, very good afternoon to you, Frank. If, with only 20 days to go to the Olympics, they're not actually on form today, our athletes, surely they are struggling.
Well, that could be said, but on the other hand...
She won the first three, then she had the problems in the ISC meeting in Edinburgh. And now at least she seems to be back from the injury and running in faster. And that is a magnificent throw from Tessa Sanderson. She's coming into form when it matters to retain her title. She will desperately hope in the Olympic Games. Olympic champion in Los Angeles, and this is a tremendous throw, and I think it's going to take the lead from Fatima Whitbread, one of the greatest competitions between these two. At the moment, they've met many times over the years. Tessa leads 26-15, although Fatima's had the best of it in recent years, but Tessa's showing here graphically that she's well able to compete and challenge Fatima and, of course, Petra Felker. Tessa, now 32, says this may be her last season of throwing. No, it's not quite enough. 69.06, some 34 tantalizing centimetres short of Fatima Whitbread's best so far. 3 throws left for her, and Fatima 4 throws.
Terrific competition there, and now we go back to the track and the men's 300 metres. At least 3 men in this lineup who have Olympic ambitions. Brian Whittle and Todd Bennett, who will be representing us in the individual 400 metres, and Chris Akabusi, who will be going in the 400 metres hurdles, and of course all 3 of them vital members of the relay squad. Chris Akabusi, having run a couple of sub-49-second hurdles races, coming back to test his speed before concentrating hard on his technique in the final few weeks leading up to the Olympic Games. The men's 300 metres then. Brian Whittle in 1, Todd Bennett in 2, Akabusi is in lane 5. A couple of very good Americans here as well. Akabusi's gone off well, but just outside him is Mike Franks of the United States, who made the best start of all, a world 400 metres silver medalist way back in 1983. Franks in lane 6, wearing number 6. Akabusi pushing him hard though. Third from the left in the red shorts. Todd Bennett going well on the inside. And in the centre, Darrell Robinson, the other American who looks strongest in the home straight. And Darrell Robinson it is who wins it from Mike Franks. Akabusi third. Bennett was 4th. And Brian Whittle 5th. 32.46 the time. And the Americans just proving too strong. Darrell Robinson, a former American champion over 400 metres. And his... best ever for this 300 metres distance, was the fastest in the field, and he certainly led them with, from the left, their third from the left, all in white, Mike Franks, who's had a bit of a disappointing season, nonetheless recapturing his form here in this race. Akabusi trying his best to split them there in the red shorts in the middle, but Darrell Robinson strongest of all at the finish, and an American 1-2. Akabusi showing good flat speed again, beating both Bennett and Whittle, who will run the flat 400 in Seoul.
Going now into additional events in your program.
So, 3 members of our relay team for the Olympic Games, and certainly Akabusi has no problems at all about his basic speed. It's just a question now of translating that to the hurdles.
Pole vault here is Doug Fraley, and it's a very fine competition. The bar at 5.65.